the 1999 tour, you guys were playing behind the curtain for Vanity 6, and
Mhm.
there wasn't double time pay, right?
Not really, you know.
Yeah,
It was pretty meager wages back then, but
right. How difficult is it? You don't basically see the front people. Could you see through the curtain at all?
a little bit.
Mhm.
You couldn't see the crowd, as I remember, but you could see Vanity Six. You could see them moving because it was kind of a mesh curtain,
Okay.
and it was real dark backstage, so you couldn't see us really at all. I mean, you might see a silhouette or something, but yeah.
So the I'm sure you remember this snowstorm. The Jimmy and Terry were stuck for a couple inches of snow. They were in Atlanta, right? I think.
Atlanta, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
So
had a couple days off, and they were there. You know, they was kind of hush us. We're staying behind. We're going to work on SOS for a couple days. I think there was two days off or something.
mhm.
Yeah, and then it was like an inch of snow hits, and they don't have snow plowers, maybe 2 inches. You know, they just don't have any means to deal with snow in Atlanta, and because they don't get it much. And yeah, we were in San Antonio, and it's like, where's Terry Jimmy? It's like, uh,
And there weren't cell phones back then.
no, there was no cell phones.
Yeah.
I don't know. I suppose they got hold of them somehow, but
Right.
they at some point they knew where they were at, and they were doing their best to get on a flight. It just didn't happen. There were just no flights out. They just so we had to completely wing that show.
So yeah, I've heard different versions of it, but who was Prince was playing keys or the bass?
Prince was off to the side. I mean, it got to like the 0 hour, and we're going, okay, they're not here because we, you know, there was hope that maybe they could show up an hour before the show or something, and
Mhm.
weren't there. And so it's like, okay, Prince says, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna play bass. He stood off to the side and on the right side,
Right.
looking out, and Lisa was playing keyboards off to the right, and
Oh,
Jerome
okay.
went and stood where Terry was standing, playing percussion and doing what he does, you know,
Right.
and we were just kind of winging it, you know.
Wow.
And Lisa was playing what she could remember. She was doing great, but you know, she had been playing the Prince show, you know, and you know,
Yeah.
so she did what she could. But Prince was just doing what he does, and we made it. And you know, what's funny
Yeah.
about that? I always thought it was interesting because there was a review in the paper the next day, and you know how the reviews are. The headline is it's all about the headline. Then there's might be a little paragraph about the opening act, and so
Mhm.
there was our little paragraph, and it was like a pretty favorable review. And I thought, I wonder, did he even see the show? Was he even here? You know,
Yeah, you never know.
sometimes it just, I
Yeah.
don't know. I'm like, how could, you know, we did the best we could, but it wasn't great. But
There was I forget which band, but like a guy from a rock group told me one time there was a guy who wrote for the New York Times. He was the concert reviewer, music critic, and he said one time he came to review their show and he sat in a chair with the newspaper open the whole show, just reading the paper, and the next day gave a review of the concert.
ah, that was
Yeah.
my thought. I wonder if that one of those kind of deals.
Yeah, yeah, something like that.
But it's interesting because my uncle at the time lived in San Antonio, and my parents were down there visiting, and we just happened to play. So my parents and my uncle and his wife were at that show, which was
Oh,
kind
wow.
of funny,
Yeah.
of all shows, right?
Were they getting into the music?
Yeah, you know, my
Right.
folks are always incredibly uh, supportive of everything I've done. It's been amazing. They show up at the shows when we played in town all the time, and you know, they're the last one I remember. They were before my dad died. It was we played at the Minnesota Zoo, and uh, they had their
Mhm.
time hats on, and
Oh,
people were,
wow.
you
Yeah,
know, they were in their well into their 80s, and
right.
they just would just come out and hang, and
Yeah.
it was just
Open minds, yeah.
yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
they just when they liked everybody in the group, and you
Right,
know,
right.
but they you know they get some looks from the crowd. And my dad would get to talking, and you know,
Right.